Hey guys, welcome to Gyani Buddy. I am Shivani Toshniwal and today we will learn a very simple and interesting algorithm that is bubble sort. It is one of the simplest algorithms, so let's see what the algorithm says. First of all, let's go to gyanibuddy.com and then move to assignment section. Now quickly select the stream as engineering, university as GPAU, GCOEA, branch CS and data structures and algorithm. And here we have bubble sort. So what is our aim? Our aim is very simple, that is we have to write a program to implement bubble sort on a static sized array data structure. That is we have to provide a ready-made array at at compile time. So let's see. What are the prerequisites? What is sorting? First of all, you should know what is sorting. Arranging elements in ascending or descending order is known as sorting. Okay, it can be implemented using any data structures, and here we are using the simplest, that is array. Now what is bubble sort? Bubble sort is a very simple sorting comparison based algorithm in which each pair of adjacent elements is compared and the elements are swapped if they are not sorted. That is, if I am saying that I have to sort in ascending order and if I am seeing the two elements to be 2 and 1 from left to right, then I will see that these are unsorted and I will swap them. So I will swap them to get the result as 1 2 so that they are sorted. Now let's switch to the related theory section. Now what is bubble sort? It is the same what we have discussed now only. And what is the algorithm basically? First what we have to do, we have to compare the current element to the next element of the sequence. That is, if we talk in the coding language, the index j and the index j plus 1, and we have to do this beginning from the first index, that is element array indexing. I am repeating this many times that array indexing starts from 0. If the current element is greater than the array's next element, swap them. That is unsorted order. If we are considering ascending, then we have to swap them to make them sorted. And if the current element is smaller than the next element, simply switch to the next element, that is increment the loop and repeat step 1. So now this is very confusing to sound. So let's first, before going to the code section, let's play some Uno and see what is bubble sort.
I was just kidding, guys. So let's learn bubble sort using these interesting Uno cards. So what I will do is, I will just compare the adjacent elements, and those elements which will not be in the sorted order, I will just swap them. Okay, so starting from the 0th index, I will have many passes. So let's see. First, starting from 0th element, compare 0th and first index. So 7 and 5. 5 is smaller than 7, so it should be on the 0th index and 7 should be on the first index. So I will swap them as they are not sorted. Okay, now it's the turn for first and second element or index element. I can say 7 and 1 is smaller, so I will swap them. Okay, now 7 and 4, incrementing the index from 1 to 2, 7 and 4 I have, and 4 is lesser than 7, so I will swap them too. Okay, after swapping them, I will move towards index number 3 and 7 and 0. Now 0 is smaller than 7, so I will sort these two, swap these two. Okay, now in the end of the first pass, what are we observing is that the largest element 7 comes to its exact sorted place. That is, 7 is the largest, and so it is at the last position in the sorted order. Okay, now so in the second pass, we will not consider 4th index. We will sort using bubble sort from 0 to 3rd index. So what I will do, 5 and 1 is smaller than 5, swap them. Okay, so 1 comes here, 5 comes here. Okay, now 5 and 4 is smaller than 5, sort them or swap them. Okay, 5 and 0 is smaller than 5, so swap them to get them in the sorted order. So in the end of the second pass, what do we see? 5 comes in its sorted position. That is, 5 is at its correct position in the sorted order. Now in the third pass, we will ignore the third and fourth elements as they are sorted. So we will sort from 0 to second index. So 1 and 4, 1 is smaller, so no need to swap them. Okay, now 4 and 0, yes, 0 is smaller than 4, so they need to be swapped here. Okay, so 0 and 4, they get sorted now. Now 4, 5, 7, all the three are in its sorted position. All are in their sorted position. So now 1 and 0 are to be compared in the fourth pass. So 0 is smaller than 1, so we will swap 0 and 1. And eventually we see that all the elements are in the sorted order. So this is how bubble sort works, and now let's see with the help of code how it works and again demonstrate the demo.
And now let's see the complexity of the algorithm and number of passes and then move towards the code. So we have to sort here n elements which are unsorted, we are saying here, and we have to sort them in ascending order. So in pass 1 there are n unsorted elements. Of them we have n minus 1 pairs to be compared, and at the end of the pass 1 the largest element is placed finally in its sorted position, that is the last position. Here we saw that 7 is sorted at the last position as it is the largest here. And in the pass 2 n minus 1 sorted numbers are there, and thus n minus 2 pairs are to be compared. Okay, and the second largest element is placed in its sorted position. This continues, and from pass 1 to pass n minus 1 we have n minus 1 passes. See, we have n minus 1 passes for sorting, and each pass has its own number of comparisons. So in pass 1 we have n minus 1 comparisons. The first element gets sorted, that is at the last position. Then in pass 2 elements get sorted, so we need n minus 2 comparisons, and then n minus 3 comparisons, and so on. And when we sum up this, we get order of n square complexity, that is we get n square plus n by 2 number of comparisons we do here to perform bubble sort. And thus we say that the worst case complexity or the average case complexity is order of n square. We will move here. First let's see the code. So let's switch to the code now. Here I have written the C code, and simply I have included the header file stdio.h, which is used basically in C. And here the simple swap function it is used like pass by reference, as we have to pass the actual variables. Okay, and here I have a method called as display array. It simply displays the array. Okay, a simple for loop and displaying each element of the array, okay, with its size and the array passed as parameters to the function. And then switching to the heart of the program, that is the bubble sort method. What we are doing is we are passing the array which we want to sort and the size of the array to the bubble sort. And here we have two local variables I and j, and another temporary variable as modified temporary variable, or we can say the status checker. I will talk about optimization again. So here what we are doing is, for I equals to 0, I is less than n minus 1, I plus plus. As we are comparing two elements, we have to count the index from 0 to n minus 2, not n minus 1. As the array indexing starts from 0 to n minus 1, we have to compare one element lesser, as we are comparing by increasing the index. Let's see the inner loop now. So for j equals to 0, j is less than n minus I minus 1, j plus plus, and if a of j is greater than a1 of j plus 1, we have to swap. So what is being done here? Let's zoom in first. So what is being done here is, like, I am traversing the array from left to right, from 0th index to n minus 1 index, and I am checking each adjacent element pair. Okay, so first I checked the 0th index and first index, then I checked first and second index, and so on, to check n minus second and n minus first index at last. And in this way, what I do whenever I encounter a unsorted pair, I just swap them using the swap function, calling the swap function. And this takes place for the passes till we get a sorted array. And this can be optimized in a way which I will show now. And in the main function, what we are doing is, we have taken an array A which has elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which have 7 elements as shown, and the length is calculated using the size of function. You might be knowing the size of function used in C to calculate the size of the array, as it is not direct in C like Java. And we are calling the bubble sort function, passing this array and length of the array in it as parameters, and then we are printing the array using the display array function in the main function. So the code is very easy, and here I I had talked very precisely. So let's see the demonstration.
So here I have n equals to 5, the same elements which you had seen previously, and I am starting the for loop, that is the outer loop, from 0 to n minus 1, that is from 0 to 3, not 0 to 4, because here there is lesser than sign, not lesser than equal to sign. So from 0 to 3. Okay, so I will write here I is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and what will be the value of j? J will change accordingly, because j equals to 0 to n minus I minus 1. So first I will take for I equals to 0. For I equals to 0, first j equals to 0, and from j equals to 0 to n minus I minus 1, that is what is n? 5. 5 minus 1 is 4, and 4 minus I, that is 4 minus 0 is 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, these values will be there, because here there is again lesser than sign, not lesser than equal to. So 0 to 3, and correspondingly what we are doing is, in the inner loop we are comparing j and j plus first index. So 0 and first element will be compared, first and second, second and third, third and fourth. So now let's execute it. So following the loop we have 7 and 5, because we have to compare 0 and 1. Now a of j is greater than a of j plus 1. Yes, 7 is greater than 5, so we need to swap them to make the array sorted. So we will swap them, and 5 comes here and 7 goes there. Now compare 1 and 2. So first and second, 7 and 1. 7 is greater than 1, so they need to be swapped. So we will swap them. Now 2 and 3. We will compare 7 and 4. Yes, 7 is greater, so they need to be swapped. And then we will compare 3 and 4, that is 7 and 0, and 7 and 0, 7 is greater than 0, so they need to be swapped. Now in the end we are seeing that 7 is in its sorted position. Now it's the turn for the second pass, as we are incrementing the outer counter. Okay, now again what we will do is, now 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3 and 3, 4 will not be compared here, because n minus I is 5 minus 1, that is 4, and 4 minus 1 is 3. So 0, 1, 2, that is 0, 1, 2, only 3 indexes will be compared. Why? Because the fourth one is already sorted, so no need to compare it, and the code loop goes likewise. Okay, now 0 and 1. What will happen now? 5 and 1. Yes, 5 is greater than 1, so they need to be swapped, and so we will swap them. 5 and 4, that is 1 and 2. 5 and 4, so 5 is greater than 4, they need to be swapped, so we are swapping them. Now 2 and 3, 5 and 0, they need to be swapped, and we are swapping them. Okay, and now we see that the third and fourth element are sorted. Now it's the turn for the third iteration, that is by array indexing, the second iteration, was the second most iteration of the outer loop. Now what will happen is, j will go from 0 to 1 only. That is why? Because third and fourth index are already sorted, so we need to compare only 3 elements here. So 0 and 1. So we will compare first 0 and first element in the third pass. So in the third pass 1 and 4, but 1 is smaller than 4, so no need to swap now. Now in the first and second index elements 4 and 0, 4 is greater than 0. Yes, so we need to swap them, so we will swap them to sort them. Okay, now this pass is also over. So in the fourth pass, that is I equals to 3, and j will range from only 0 to 0, that is we will have to compare only a pair, that is 0 and 1 index. So 1 and 0 are there, and 1 is greater than 0, so they need to be swapped. So I will swap them, 0 and 1. And see, 0, 1, 4, 5, 7, the whole array is sorted in this manner, and this can be optimized. I will discuss the optimization here now. So guys, consider that you all are very lucky, and you are told to sort an already sorted array. So what you will do, you will in the first pass you will see 0 and 1, no, they can't be swapped because they are already sorted. Now 1 and 4, they can't be swapped as already sorted. 4 and 5, they can't be swapped as already sorted, and 5 and 7, they can't be swapped as already sorted. So here it is clear that if in a pass all elements are sorted, they don't need to be swapped. So any element or any swap will never take place. So the loop is very redundant. We are for no need we are carrying out that loop, so why to waste time? We are optimizing it. And here what we will do, we will introduce a integer or boolean variable, and if we take integer variable, we will just initialize it to 0 in every outer for loop, and whenever there we encounter an inner loop in which there is no swap, that is in a pass if we have no swap, we will not carry out the further passes, and we will declare that the array is sorted using the bubble sort. So let's see the code implementation of the same now.
So here what I have done is I have taken an integer variable modified and I have initialized it 0 to in the beginning of the outer for loop, and then whenever I enter the inner for loop, whenever I see that two elements which are adjacent are being swapped, I will modify the modified element to 1, and if any swap doesn't happen, the if doesn't get executed and the modified variable will remain 0 only, and if in any inner pass any two adjacent elements are not swapped, that means that the array is already sorted or array is sorted at that point of time. And if the array is sorted, it will be redundant to check and execute the further loops and the further passes, so we don't need to compare anymore. And if modified equal to 0, then break, that is if no two elements are being swapped in a pass, that is modified equals to 0, there is no element which is unsorted, so the array is already sorted, so no need to sort further, so we break from the outer loop, and this is the optimization. And so let's execute now the same code which I have pasted in the dev C, and let's run it and see the sorted array is as follows: 4, 10, 22, 56, 65, 89, 102. All the elements are sorted, and now let's discuss the time and space complexity. See here in the related theory section, I have the time complexity as I discussed the worst complexity if you want to sort a descending order to ascending order array, that is the in each inner pass also there will be a swap, so this is called as the worst case, and we have seen already the number of passes, and from that we can see that order of n square will be the complexity. The best case is this occurs in the case of an already sorted array, that is we have to pass only n times because of the optimization also, and due to already sorted array no need to again and again sort the element, so order of n, and in the average case it is order of n square. And regarding space complexity, we only require a temporary variable in the swapping part, so it will be order of 1. So this is the bubble sort algorithm. So till then, take care guys, stay safe, bye.